What if one of the most powerful nations in the world demanded control over a vital waterway in another country? That's the controversy unfolding today around the Panama Canal. But what ties Jamaica to this brewing storm? Let's unravel this dramatic story around the 51-mile artificial waterway that connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans through Panama, saving ships thousands of miles and weeks of travel around the stormy, icy southern tip of South America. The Panama Canal isn't just a marvel of engineering. It's a symbol of geopolitical power, human sacrifice, and resilience. Among the thousands who toiled to build this canal were Jamaicans who braved deadly diseases, grueling labor, and racial discrimination. They didn't just build a canal, they built a legacy of endurance that forever ties Jamaica to this global trade artery. Between the late 19th and early 20th centuries, thousands of Jamaicans migrated to Panama, drawn by the promise of higher wages. They became the backbone of the labor force, digging through mountains, battling swamps, and laying the foundation for what is now one of the world's most vital trade routes. During the French period of construction, Jamaicans made up a significant percentage of the workforce, and their contributions only grew under U.S. management. Fast forward to 1914, when the U.S. inaugurated the Panama Canal, controlling it for 85 years. The U.S. justified its oversight by pointing to the canal's strategic importance, not just for trade, but as a geopolitical chess piece. However, this control wasn't just an engineering story, it was an imperial one. The canal's operation reflected a hierarchy where Jamaicans and other West Indians were relegated to the hardest, least paid jobs. If this story resonates with you, hit subscribe for more untold histories and geopolitical deep dives. Let's keep these discussions alive and ensure these voices are never forgotten. In 1977, under the Torrijos-Carter treaties, Panama began transitioning to full control of the canal, a process completed in 1999. This marked a turning point. A symbol of U.S. dominance turned into a badge of Panamanian sovereignty. The canal, now a major revenue source, brings in billions annually and is a point of national pride. But this newfound independence is now being questioned. Now, Donald Trump has reignited the controversy by suggesting the U.S. should take back the canal, citing exorbitant fees and alleged Chinese influence. His rhetoric raises a broader question. Does the U.S. still see the canal as its backyard, despite decades of Panamanian control? Trump's comments, dismissed by Panama as inflammatory, have sparked outrage across Latin America. Leaders across the region condemned the idea as neo-imperialism, vowing to defend Panama's sovereignty. Why does the canal matter so much? Over 12,000 ships pass through annually, carrying 6% of global trade. Control over the canal would mean leverage over global shipping, energy supplies, and even military movements. For the U.S., this is about more than fees. It's about maintaining dominance in an increasingly multipolar world where China's rising influence looms large. Adding fuel to the fire is China's investment in Panama, including port facilities near the canal. Although Panama insists its sovereignty is intact, critics argue that Beijing's growing influence in Latin America is strategic. Is Trump's rhetoric an overreaction to Chinese expansion, or a calculated move to stoke nationalist sentiments? For Jamaica, this dispute echoes its own colonial past. Like Panama, Jamaica has had to wrestle with the legacy of exploitation and the fight for sovereignty. Jamaicans' role in building the canal is a stark reminder of how deeply the Caribbean is tied to these global power struggles. How does Jamaica fit into this dispute today? While not directly involved, Jamaica has a vested interest in maintaining strong trade relations and ensuring that such disputes don't escalate into economic instability in the region. Here are 3 bonus facts. 1. Jamaica's role in canal workforce. At its peak, over 30,000 West Indians, primarily Jamaicans, worked on the canal during its construction. 2. Economic impact of the canal. The canal generates over $2 billion annually for Panama, making it a key pillar of its economy. 3. Geopolitical hotspot. The canal's importance isn't just economic, it's a critical route for U.S. naval operations and global military logistics. The Panama Canal isn't just a marvel of engineering, it's a battleground for sovereignty, economics, and geopolitical power. For Jamaicans, their role in this story is one of resilience and sacrifice, a chapter of history that must not be forgotten. Today, as global powers debate control over this vital waterway, let's remember the people whose sweat and lives built it. If this story moves you, share it, subscribe, and watch another video on this channel. Impacting Jamaica.